Hi, guys. Thank you for logging into the Momentors Talkshow for Leading Women. And today I have a great guest, a woman who is originally from Zimbabwe, but she's now based in the United Kingdom. She's a serial social entrepreneur. And I will let her introduce herself. She's also the founder of Banya. But welcome to the show today, Nyasha.
Oh, thank you very much, Mo, for creating the time and giving me the space to talk about my story, about what interests me, and what I'm doing. It's very difficult to summarize who I am, but I was born in Zimbabwe and I came to England when I was little. My parents were political refugees before Zimbabwe independence. And I went to school here, I went to university here, and I've stayed. And you won't believe it, I'm actually on my way back to live in Zimbabwe because
Wow.
a fund, I'm setting up a social impact investment for women entrepreneurs in sub-Saharan Africa. And I'm going to start in Africa, but it's going to be a global fund.
Wow. And just going through your profile, I think we'll also go into that a bit more as we go into the interview. So welcome again, Nyasha. So tell us, you founded Banya, which is a fostering organization. Can you tell us more about this, what Banya is about?
Oh, buying I set it up actually because before that, I used to run a children's home, a therapeutic children's home. And what happened was that when the children had been living with us for 2 or 3 years, they got better in their behavior. But they came with such a horrendous emotional and behavior difficulties that the local authority just kept on saying, oh, there's no way we can found them foster families. And I said, why not? And I just thought that some of them were unaccompanied minors. They didn't have any family in this country. And they were such a shame. Although we were a small unit, it was only six of the children, we were still an institution. I thought it would be quite good for them to have a family, an auntie or someone they can refer to when they're adults. Even with our own children, they still come back home with one thing or another. The living age is now 32. It used to be 17 and a half. So it just was quite upsetting to know what will happen to them long term. So I decided to ask my members of staff whether they would foster these children we were looking after. And four of them said yes. And that was it. I've never looked back. This was about 24 years ago. Albania was set up. And
Wow.
we find families for children in care. And it started again in my kitchen table. And now
Wow.
it's nationwide, the whole of England from Portsmouth to Durham. We've got carers nationally. And it's such a rewarding work to find that perfect family for a child. For whatever reason, they come into care, different backgrounds. So we're always looking for families. There's a national shortage of foster people coming for fostering. And I think the reason there's a national shortage is awareness. People are not aware of the plight of these children. People are not aware that they can foster. And they come up with, someone has told them that, oh, you can't foster because you're single, you can't foster because you're fat, all sorts of things they're told, which is really actually not true.
Wow.
Anyone can foster, as long as they've got the time, patience, and love to give to another child.
Wow, that's really interesting, Nyasha, that you're telling us about this fostering, and it's sort of a grey area if you didn't know
Yes.
about it. So what does it entail when somebody, if they're listening to you, you may be having some people watching and they're thinking, what is fostering? What does that entail in the first place? And
Yes.
also mixed feelings about what qualifications somebody needs to have to be a foster carer.
Oh,
Can
you
you
don't
walk us through that?
Yes, a lot of people think they need qualification. You don't need any qualification to be foster carer. Foster carer is looking after somebody's child who is not yours, who is in the care system for whatever reason. It could be the mother has gone into hospital, or the mama has had a mental breakdown. It could, we've had children actually, with parents have actually died. And it's not that common. Underline that we have children entering our borders from Europe and whatever. They don't have any family. They need to be fostered. We have adults who have got mental health problems or learning difficult problems, and they have a baby or children, and the local authority wants them to be assessed whether they can look after the child first or the child needs to be adopted. So we have parents and child placement, and we have children who are coming from the remand center. It's a really complex needs, the whole lot, a mixture of a child or another. For some reason, someone thinks that they've made an assessment that they need to be in a foster family or in a family where they can be assessed.
Right. So
In terms of qualification, you don't need to have any qualification at all. But you need to have, for me, I said the bottom line for me, you need to have the time, you need to have a spare room, and you need to like children. Because sometimes we do have people apply who genuinely do not like children. And nothing wrong with not liking children, but that's you won't be suitable because you really need to have a empathy and liking of children.
And obviously, you're talking about obviously somebody liking children. So, would you provide as an organisation training for anybody who may come to the to your
Yes,
to your organisation and ask to be a foster carer?
Yes. If someone calls me like yourself, Molly called me today, Tanyasha, I want to become a foster carer today. It's a process. One of the first things we've got to do is to do checks on you, but we need to train you really to really focus the difference between parenting your own child because and fostering. Because some people say, "Oh, I have parented, therefore I can foster." It doesn't normally work like that. And that you're looking after someone else's children. The things you can do with your children, you can't do with someone else's child. And simple things like some of the things like traveling, you need permission from the local authority. Cutting the child's hair, sometimes you actually need permission from the mother. It just depends on in what way the child has been brought to your care. And it just some of the things we just take for granted as parents, for example. I would like to use parents as a good example. And so the training is really mainly at the beginning. It used to be called preparation to foster. It's now called skills to foster. And we really talk about this kind of scenario, working as a team. You're not alone. Like if you're a parent, you're left to get on with it by yourself. You're supported by so many people, the child social worker, your social worker, and the whole team is there to help you do your job as a foster carer. And then once you're approved as a foster carer, there's ongoing training. Every month you've got to come to training because legislation is changing, practice is changing. Things we were allowed to do last week might not apply today. And with COVID, the whole world is changing. And I remember when I first started the fostering agency, even definition of abuse, domestic, a child being a witness to domestic violence was not identified as abuse. And recently, they started to talk.
Right.
And well-being a child looking at in and that. So there's always things changing. Looking after unaccompaned, when we had all this unaccompaned, we had to put on training of how do you look after a child from a different place who come through quite traumatic background in terms of traveling or to get themselves in UK. There's always something going on, and safeguarding is a big one, and different ways you can make everybody keep safe because the children are coming from very unsafe environment. So it's all about continuous development.
Amazing.
It never stops.
Never stop learning. And which brings me to my next question then, Yasha. You talked about domestic violence being seen as a form of abuse to children. And I'm aware that, reading from the papers lately, there was a lot of news about the heightened numbers of domestic violence in homes.
During
So,
COVID.
yes, especially with the COVID-19 and the lockdown. So, what challenges has Banya been facing in the fostering area at this time?
Yeah, it's been difficult to do our work. It's been very, very difficult under
Mhm,
COVID. Some of our carers are over 70, for example, so we can't use them. So
mhm,
we've got our pool of carers who are available to foster.
mhm.
Um, is have gone down, and we're getting more than 100 referrals a day, and
Wow.
we don't have 100 carers who can look after the children, and it's so upsetting that we cannot look after the children. So the biggest challenge for Banya or anyone in the fostering arena is actually finding carers. That's the biggest challenge. There's so many children who need to be looked after. In
Mhm.
UK, there's 18,000 children who need to be looked after who don't have families. So it's our job to recruit those families to look after those children.
Right. So that's quite interesting. So that comes. So would you class a foster carer? Is that classed as a job? Would you say that's classed as an opportunity to earn income as well as look after the children?
That comes up. I definitely think that fostering has become a professional career
Mhm,
in that you are part of the team in terms of looking after and safeguarding a child. We also have training up to diploma level of our carers.
mhm,
It used to be level NVQ level 4 up to level 4, but now it's now called diploma. And we've had our carers who've gone off to do MA in therapeutic fostering. So it's really, really becoming a professional career to take.
mhm,
Um, and you are paid, it's not a wage, it's we call it an allowance. And
mhm,
it covers your basic, it shouldn't cost you money to look after a child in the care system.
mhm,
And there's a reward element, which is 25% of your allowance. And so the carers are able to live and continue to live as much as they can under what they get paid. I know the carers who they don't have any other income coming in the house. They're full-time foster carers and couples, husband and wife or some sex, whatever. They're home full-time and they're looking after children with very complex needs, or they're looking after more than one child.
mhm.
Because
Wow.
the maximum you can be approved for is 3.
Is 3 children.
Yeah.
That's absolutely. So if you're watching, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Or if you're playing back to the Momentous Talk Show, and today I'm speaking to social entrepreneur and founder of Banya, which is a fostering agency providing fostering services across the United Kingdom. And I have the founder here, Nyasha, and she's telling us about the immense challenges they've been having, especially during COVID-19, where they're struggling to really have carers. So if you're watching, and she's also referring to it as a career, so it's a professional opportunity. If you're looking and you're thinking that you may be wanting to work with children, this is what we're discussing right now. So thank you for tuning in. So Nyasha, then, just going back to Banya. So if somebody is watching right now and they may want to connect with the organization for career opportunities, how can they connect with you?
Or they can contact us on our website. We're
Yeah.
also on Facebook, Banya Fostering. We are also on email info@banya.co.uk. Yeah, we're all on I am personally, I'm on LinkedIn. People can contact me on LinkedIn.
Wow.
Um, so yeah, we're everywhere. We've got a website, www.banya.co.uk.
That's perfect. So if you're watching, I have also put some of the details, the contact details for Banya at the bottom of the thread. So please do contact Nasha and her team, who will be able to, tell you a bit more information about fostering. And she's saying that there's a huge demand for people to join and to support children who are leaving the care system. So she's saying some of the basics that are required is you need to be empathetic, you need to be caring, a caring person, you need to have the desire to work with children, and obviously their team will go through some of those checks for you, to include things such as checks, police checks, etc. So
Yeah.
I'm putting some of those details at the bottom for you to contact her team. Thank you
Mm.
so much for
Yes.
that.
I wanted to say as well, one of the things I've been wanting to reach out to people who've been made redundant and who have been, for whatever, with COVID, this impact. On one side, it's such a shame that they've lost their job, but this could be an opportunity to say, could I work from home? And some people who've never thought of working from home actually have been forced to work from home recently because of people couldn't go to work. So I thought employees would have never thought, oh my God, I could never think of this. But there they are, they're home, they've got the space, they've got the time, they've been made redundant. And for Richard, I think that this could be another opportunity, not to see it. So, because some people actually draw a blank. So what can I do at home?
Mhm.
And one of them, you can become a foster carer.
Absolutely amazing. And I like that. We are part of the theme of this talk show is adversity breeds success. So,
Yeah.
when we go through challenges, so you may be watching and you're thinking you've lost your job, you've been made redundant, but here's an opportunity. You're a caring person, you have a spare room within your property, you're caring, you would like to look after children. It's an opportunity to start again. So there's always light at the end of the tunnel, it goes to say, doesn't it, Nyasha?
Yes, definitely. It's never, yeah. One door closes, the other one opens.
Definitely, definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, which brings me to talk about you founded a charity that works with children, and also works with people here in the United Kingdom, called Vanna Trust. Can you tell me more information about the trust, the Vanna Trust that you
Well, yeah,
founded?
yeah. When I first was set up in 2000, actually, it was informally set up in the 90s. With my mother, really always was very concerned about children who were left as orphans
Mhm.
in Southern Africa to do with HIV and AIDS. And she said, Nisha, there's so many children who are they're left with the grandmothers or their uncle, and they're all old. They don't have any income. They can't pay the school fees, no uniforms. And I think because she was a teacher, primary school teacher herself, she felt very strongly that every child should have a right to at least primary school. And we started really with just primary school. And then when they passed grade 7, I thought, she said, oh, they've passed with straight A's. And so we never thought about it. We never planned it to be. And now we've got graduates.
Wow. Okay, so I think Nyasha is going to be coming back shortly. It looks like we have an interruption here. So if you're watching the Momentous Talk Show for Leading Women, I'm speaking to Nyasha, who is a serial entrepreneur, founded back 30 years ago. She founded Banya Fostering Agency, which looks to place children in the care system with suitable carers around the United Kingdom. And some of the things we've been talking about, the criteria for becoming a carer, is that you need to be a caring person, actually somebody who loves children, and you may have just a spare bedroom within your house. So it's an opportunity for you to be looking at fostering. So if you've been made redundant in your job and you're thinking, how can I get to work from home? This is your opportunity, and Nyasha is sharing in on some of the work that she does with the Banya Fostering Agency. And it looks like we are with um, having challenges with her with the Wi-Fi system. But I presume that she will be back shortly. So again, if you guys are watching, I'm just so excited because last night I was involved in See or Sleep Out, where again, working with the homeless, supporting the homeless, raising funds for the homeless, and I'm really astounded and really excited to announce that 34,000 pounds was raised. So again, it's all these works, all these opportunities for you to tap into and make yourself useful. So again, it's really about seeing that light at the end of the tunnel and not burying yourself in the worry about things that you can't change. Be a part of the solution, and that's what the message is always about. So when you're faced with challenges, it's about being a part of the solution, as opposed to actually worrying and being a part of the problem. So again, today I'm talking to Nyasha. She originally was born in Zimbabwe, and she came to the United Kingdom over 30 years ago. She studied here, and she then has founded, by looking and finding a problem, she was able to create a solution, which was to identify carers and place them with children who are requiring those services coming from care. So today I was just really conducting the interview to find out what inspired her to start Banya. And we look at it and we see that it's now over 30 years, and she's doing tremendously well. She has carers across the United Kingdom who are providing a service. And again, it's about identifying those problems and becoming a part of the solution and never a part of the problem. So, guys, if you're watching from home, wherever you are, please do share the feed. Please do go to our YouTube channel and do subscribe to the Momentors Talk Show. If you would like to be a part of the Momentors Talk Show because you'd like to be interviewed to talk about your services and the products that you provide, please do email us at hello@momentors.me. Hello@momentors.me, and our team will be able to get back to you and to get you on the show so that we can get to understand your business, your services, and what it is that you do and what service you provide, and how we as a community can support you. So if you're watching from home and you're that person who would like to do more, to become more, to impact more people, then this is the show for you. So I always say, the Momentors is here to support you to be more and to become more. So if you know somebody who may benefit from the Momentous Talk Show, please do share the page. Please do share this live feed. Please do go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. And also, hi, Nyasha. She's coming on. Hello.
I don't know what.
You got lost there.
I was talking to myself.
Don't worry. I was hoping that you would rejoin. So I was just telling the viewers that we'd lost you then, but we were hoping that you'd come back. So thank you for joining us yet again. So Nyasha, we were just about to talk about Vanna Trust and what inspired you to start Vanna Trust, and maybe if you can tell us about the work that you've been doing with the Vanna Trust.
Yeah, the Vanna Trust, as I was saying, my mother she's really the one who inspired me to set it up. And I just felt that I needed to give back. And then we were just paying school fees for children in Zimbabwe. Actually, we started in Africa because we were paying some school fees for children in South Africa as well. And then we to the secondary, then A levels, then university, different professions. Between Oxfordshire and Buckinghamshire, and found myself with this farm. And I just, what am I going to do with all this amount of land? So I decided to set up this therapeutic organic farm. And I'd read about it, about victims of torture, about this woman who used to Rwandan people at an elopement in Camden. So I thought, this might be the same concept, might work here, to have people who are struggling with whatever. having depression or not feeling by themselves, or just being told they're not good at anything, but they could at least come and grow some vegetables and feed some animals. So that's how the organic farm started. So we had to uh, add it to one of our objectives. We contacted the Charities Commission and said, "Oh, there's no need for you to set up another charity just for the farm." So it's under the same project, but we've got two projects: one in Africa, paying school fees; one here in UK, and it's a day center. They really come during the day, Monday to
Absolutely.
Friday.
Absolutely amazing. So, how can people refer, services to you in terms of the organic farm? I know it's in Buckinghamshire. So, if we have people who are around this area and they may be running a similar service that they probably want to refer people for the day as a day center opportunity, how
Yeah,
can people refer to your services?
it's the same again. If you go on onetrust.org, it's there, but the farm has got its own um, website, and it's wanafarm.org. And it tells you where it is, where the farm is. We've got a Facebook. We've got so the website is www.vanatrust, it's all one word, .org.uk. And from there you can find the Wana Trust Organic Farm.
Okay.
And it also has got its own website.
Absolutely amazing. And I think I like that. So is that, obviously, I know you said that you were born in Africa, in Zimbabwe. Is that coming from, the therapeutic farm? Are those skills coming from back in Africa, or is this something that you just kind of felt that was available and you wanted to offer an opportunity?
No, I'm an analyst. I trained as a child psychotherapist, so I'm coming from that's my profession. And I actually became a social worker quite later in life. And so therapy as a way of working with people has always been always been quite interested in it. And so that's my and when I was growing up myself, I grew up around growing things, and I think it's quite nurturing. The process itself is quite therapeutic.
That's quite true, and I think I've heard that obviously people who suffer with mental health problems can benefit from actually getting involved with such things.
Yeah,
So, do you offer job opportunities at the farm as well, or is it just really a day center opportunity for service users? Do you offer opportunities for them as well?
yes, we offer. There are volunteers. We offer them to come and help with the service users, and we've had such fantastic outcomes. Young people who were quite nervous, had a nervous breakdown or whatever, and they've gone on to find jobs in National Trust Garden Center, because they really love the great outdoors.
Yeah.
And they've gained enough 3 months later experience and confidence and their self-esteem and their self-worth from coming to the farm, and they've applied jobs and we've helped them. The farm manager has helped them fill in the CVs. We also do catering certificate, and we give certificates in a small animal husbandry. You get a certificate for attending, and we wouldn't do it without our volunteers. And the volunteers themselves have got, they're not at their best when they come, and they're healing themselves through contributing themselves.
And I think this is something very key and important, isn't it? It's also building their confidence. So, if they can actually, so you may be watching and you may know somebody around the Buckinghamshire area who you may think may benefit from Vanna Trust and what they're doing. They have a therapeutic organic farm, which also facilitates a day center. So, it's a place for people to actually, service users who suffer with mental health, other mental health disorders as well, to actually attend and build their confidence. So if you want to volunteer with the Vanna Trust to support the trust and the service users, then also I've put the details at the bottom you can contact the team and get more information.
Mm-hmm.
So you are moving with the tide, Nyasha. You're not stopping. And I like that.
I need to stop. But I am moving. I'm always moving.
Absolutely amazing. And I like that. So I'm going to move straight on to, I know that you're also an author and you've written a book. So your book is called Walk With Me. So tell us a bit more about the book. Uh,
Yes,
Walk
I about 8 years ago, 9 years now, I really was so busy, and I just woke up one day and I had such a bad hand. Honestly, it was like a balloon, my right hand, and honestly, it forced me to. I've never been in so much pain in my life, and my business was carrying on, and sort of 18 months later I started feeling a bit better, and a friend of mine, actually my ex-chemistry teacher, wrote to me and said, I gather you're not well, but you need to keep telling yourself that you're better. So I thought, what can I really do to validate that I was feeling better? And I thought, why don't I do something of, challenge like this walk? So I thought, for me to do this walk, I've got to be really well. I can't really do it unless I'm, that's my evidence that I'm actually well. And so I decided to walk the length of the River Thames. So I decided to find out where River Thames starts from, and it's beyond Oxford, it's Cirencester. It just there's nothing. It's just a piece of grass. I don't know how they know that's where it starts. And then sort of 3 miles down the road, that's where you see a puddle, something which it becomes a river. And we ended up in Thames Barrier. And one of my friends, who I walked most of that 15 days of that, it took us 16 days. And she was writing a book about her own life. And she said, okay, you've got to really record this walk. And I said, what would I want to write a book about walking? I said, I've never wanted to write a book because I think there's so many books there I haven't finished reading myself. I read a lot of books. And I said, and then afterwards I said, maybe there's a point in that. Maybe I should just write my experience of it. And so I thought, what can I do to make a difference out of this book? Not a walking book, but it was just, I thought, let me just give my top tips, of which with all this experience, 35 years of being an entrepreneur, what I've learned over these years, I can just record it as a book. So each day, I say day one is whatever you got to dream, and day two you got to take a step. There's no point dreaming unless you're going to take action. And it ends with day 16, which is all about celebrating success. And I leave the reader to say, you need to think about your own way in which you celebrate your success, because I'm not very good at it. I just take it. If I can do that, anyone else can do it. So I'm not very good at doing it. And I remember my mom telling me once, saying, you need to buy yourself flowers. You mustn't wait for a man. So that's what I do. I buy myself flowers. So I said, I leave the reader with asking them to tell me their tips. What do they do to celebrate their small steps, their small successes? Because they don't have to be really big. They've got to be really small. And sometimes we wait for this really big thing to happen, and we could be waiting forever.
Yes.
Forever.
I love that concept. And I think with the COVID-19, it's shown us that, in some ways, a lot of people might have even suffered losses within family. And that actually, sometimes we wait for that big moment, but we need to actually celebrate our little steps every day, as we walk through life, because we don't know when things could stop, really, do we?
Yeah, you almost feel at this moment we need to celebrate coming out of COVID alive.
Correct.
It's just incredible.
Yes, definitely. So this book, where can people get it? If I'm thinking myself,
it's on Amazon.
Available
on Amazon Create. It's definitely there. I've got copies if people want to contact me, I'll send them a copy, signed one.
Yes, also signed one, and
Yeah.
and that's you really, doing, a signed copy is what I probably would opt for myself.
Yeah.
So guys, if you're watching, this is Nyasha. She's a social serial entrepreneur, extremely successful woman who has started a fostering agency over 30 years ago, which is providing fostering services and identifying carers for children in care across the United Kingdom over 30 years ago, and she's still going. And also the founder of Vanna Trust, and she has a therapeutic organic farm in Buckinghamshire where she provides opportunities, volunteers for service users with mental health and others to really find that space where they can rehabilitate themselves. And also an author, absolutely amazing woman, and I'm so excited to be talking to you today, Nyasha. And she's written the book Walk With Me, which has got 16 inspirational business and life tips. So if you would like to get a copy, it's available on Amazon, or you can get a copy directly, a signed one from Nyasha by contacting her through various social media platforms. So amazing. So just moving on then, Nyasha, tell us about the walk. So you wrote the book and
Yeah.
then you started the walk with me, the actual walk. How long has this walk been going for?
Oh, we've been going since 2014, and we walk every year. And last year, but when we didn't walk because actually I was not well. I can't remember what was matter with my foot or something.
Mhm.
So, and so this year, last year we walked in Holland, and we did 198 miles. And this year we were gonna stop. We stopped in Maastricht. We were gonna start from Maastricht to finish the walk. It's a long walk called Peter Pan. Peter Pan. But because of for COVID, we can't travel to Holland, to Belgium, and so we decided to do it differently. That we want this year to walk where you are, and because of this quarantine, I'm actually going to start my walk this year in quarantine, and I'm only allowed to walk in my garden.
Wow.
So I thought that we should have really called it movement, not walk, because you can walk or dance where you are, and
Yes.
you just log your steps. I'm gonna log my steps or my miles I've walked for the 14 days, and I'm gonna add it all up, and I'm gonna ask people to sponsor me, my friends and family, and so we're really looking for 500 walkers. Because we're thinking if each walker weighs 100 pounds, then we'll raise 50,000.
Wow. And you know what? Saying that is absolutely achievable. So I just want to make a call to action. So if you're watching and this is a walk with me, walk that Nyasha's been doing for the past, and her team have been doing for the past since 2014.
Yeah,
And
and I think I've texted you the website and the link how to do it.
okay, yes,
Yeah,
correct.
it's a walk for difference. So people are walking for really different for food. Zimbabwe at the moment they've got 7 million people are threatened dying of hunger. And in Buckinghamshire, we're going to create a food bank, and we're going to create toilets and facilities, because at the moment we have got portable toilets for people using the farm. So we want to convert one of the barns into toilet. So that the three things we're going to be fundraising this 50K for.
So
It's a big ask, but we just want to. This walk can be anywhere. You can do this walk anywhere in the world.
so basically you would register and you would be sponsored to walk. So how many steps are you required to take?
No, one or two per day. There's no competition about how many steps you do. You do what you can do. You don't even have to do it every day. You just say concentrate for these 2 weeks. We're gonna be doing. I'm gonna be walking every day, and because I've done that every year for my charity. And the other thing which we thought about, that really we need to find 150 walkers, and then the 150 walkers found 4 friends to do the walking with them, then we'll reach out for 500.
Right. So 150 walkers.
Yes,
Uh,
they need to find 4 friends.
to find 4 friends. So you're counting me on that one, Yasha.
Yes. Are you my fourth friend?
Yes. So really, guys, if you're watching, this is a good cause, and Nyasha is doing tremendously good work in the communities back in Africa, the whole of Southern Africa, and also here in the United Kingdom. And the websites are available. You can check them out, vanatrust.co.uk. Also, she is conducting this walk, which has been done for the past few years, and this year their challenge is to raise £50,000 for charity by joining. And you would just, as an individual, have to get 4 friends to join you, and they each have to raise £100. Is that correct?
Yes, then we'll reach it.
Then that's, do you know what, just you saying that, last night I joined the CEO sleep out, and I was saying when you fell off earlier, and we raised 34,000 by midnight. There was 34,000 raised by just people really sleeping outside their house for the homeless. So I know that this is achievable, and if you guys are watching, this is where we need to plug in and support a good cause. And I always say that we want to be part of solutions and not part of the problem. So
No.
I'm calling out to all the leaders, women leaders who are watching. Please do connect with Nyasha and the walk and the challenge. Let's get together. Let's do this. We can do it. So, guys, I hope you can join and support Nyasha. So, what last words would you have for the viewers today, Nyasha?
Wow, where do I start? I'm just very grateful for you taking your time and more to include me on your show, and for the audience to listen. Because I value people's time.
Mhm.
Time is so precious, and I just feel that I'm always. It might sound a bit flippant, that if I can do it, sometimes I feel it's just so, it can be patronizing. But for my story and my background, that if I can do it, I'm sure you can do whatever it is you want to do. And I really always say that you are allowed to dream. And I always used to daydream, and I still daydream. And my dreams are really bigger than me. Sometimes they're quite frightening. But what matters at the end of the day is that you've got to take action. Whatever you're thinking about, and what also paralyzes people is that they think that the action is wrong. What if it's a mistake? They overthink it. It doesn't matter so long every day you made that decision, or that hour you thought you was right. And it doesn't matter if you find out a few years later or 2 hours later that it was wrong. It doesn't matter what have you learned from it. You've got to learn from that wrong decision. But the main thing is that you mustn't be paralyzed and not make decisions. Because without decisions, you don't make it. You can't action things. You just have to make the decision and hope for the best that it is right decision. 99% of the time, it is right. It's actually
I
right.
like that. I like that. So you've got to be a decision maker. These are last words from Nyasha. She's saying you've got to be that person who allows yourself to dream. So do not stop dreaming. You need to dream, and you need to then take action. So
Yes.
I've heard of a saying that says, dreamers, when you dream, you need to get up and start doing, because if you continue dreaming, you will never take action. You just
Yes.
need to take action. Wake up and start
Yes.
doing.
Yes. Yes. You need to wake up, and waking up is actually is actually a decision to do, and
Wow.
it's an action.
Wow, lovely. So, just to tap into your absolutely inspirational work, amazing. And I love to see it when, people that have gone before us, you have started your business over 30 years ago, and obviously you had a vision. What's been the one thing that you would give to that young entrepreneur who is saying, you know what, I'm building an empire, I've got a vision? What is it that you would say? I know you've talked about dreaming, but what's been that most amazing ingredient that you've used to be so to be where you are today?
No, I think it's sheer determination and not accepting no.
Mhm.
You need to find when you hit a wall, because you will hit a wall with a big, very big no. For me is how do I go around it? How does that no become a yes?
So sheer determination and not taking no for an answer.
Not taking for an answer, because if you've dreamt it and because once you've dreamt it and you've taken into action, there's a possibility whatever it is you're dreaming about is possible.
Mhm, mhm.
So how do you make it possible? And it can't be because someone said no.
Wow. Which is what brings me to talk more, because Nyasha, I was going to cut this short, but I'm actually going to delve into your mindset retreats, because I've read that you also do mindset retreats. So let's go more into this. So, somebody makes a decision, or they're dreaming something, or they hit a brick wall. Let's talk about that mindset then, because I know that part of your work is you're doing a lot of retreats for women.
Yes, this came about people's mindset, because you can't do anything without looking at people's mindset, and that's really gets in the way. But finding an excuse, or if only was this, then this one else, and then somebody else said no to me. Then you got back to yourself. Oh, who did I think I was anyway to even dream it? Who do I think I am?
Yeah.
And it just goes round in circles. Before you know it, nothing has been done. And it just goes round and round in circles. So it's just having that mindset, which is enabling and empowering and transformational mindset to move away from these doubts and to have them. I'm not saying that I have things that I fear. With things I'm scared, which scares me, but to go beyond the fear and not let the fear take over and be your life. Or I was too scared to do that. Or someone said, "Oh, what is your well, that doesn't happen in our family. Girls don't go to simple things like girls don't go to university, or girls don't, whatever messages we might have had from our family, but they're saying this because they really care. It's not coming from a bad place, but how do you make use of that? Whatever it's name for me, think, but what how does it manifest in me?
So with your retreats then.
Self-care, really. We are really bad at looking after ourselves. Me sort of comes in terms of things to do. Yourself is at the bottom of the list, and really turning it around that you need to be well to fulfill your dream. And then what are we doing in terms of our wealth? How are we creating? We're not always going to be 16. What's going to happen in retirement? How are we going to work smarter so we don't always have to put in the hours? How are we going to total now our hours, number of hours we were leveraging your assets, your time, all this. Those are the things we talk about in the retreat. We start really with the goal setting, and we come up with a 90-day plan and dividing the year into 90 slots rather than, because one thing which I know, for example, whenever I've got 12 months to do, like when I'm setting my yearly goal, I'll do it I've got 12 months, and before you know it, 12 months has come and gone, and you just say, I've got time, but when you've got 90 days, you've got such it's so focused.
Yeah.
That's the thing. One of the things you go away with is your 90 plan, and then we follow you up and see how you're doing. But those are the three things we really focus in our retreats: your mind, your mindset, your health. How are you looking after yourself?
Yeah.
You come first for you to fulfill, sometimes to fulfill your goals for that year. You need to be well. And as I said, women in particular, I don't know. I think men are better at looking after themselves than women. And then wealth, and again, it's almost taboo to talk about wealth as women.
Yeah.
To break those taboos.
Yes. So it's that mindset shift when we start to focus on all these three things you're talking about.
Yes.
Changing our mindset to look at our health first, looking after ourselves, because when we're healthy, we're able to think outside the box and apply ourselves to think about wealth creation, etc.
Yeah.
So how can people connect with your retreats and joining this movement of women who are looking
Yeah,
after
we were supposed to be going to Cyprus, but we've decided to put it online because of COVID in September, the 11th, 12th, and 13th of September. So you need to save the day. And we're going to have, because it's online, it's going to be global speakers talking about those three topics. And I'm hoping they're going to leave us with wealth of tips and day-to-day things they can do, routines you can do for yourself, and what your goals are under those headings. And so people can get hold of us on Workaholic Retreats.
A workaholic, I think that resounds, that says something. That means, so if you're watching, guys, and I know there's a lot of leading women on here who may be watching or playing back, who are guilty as charged, workaholics. And you don't stop. What is your definition of a workaholic, Nyasha?
Someone who doesn't stop, they're just determined. Their work is their life, really. They're always on the go. And we tend to be, I think women, we tend to, but I think I got it from my mother. Before that, my grandmother, you know what I mean? Generational, just very hardworking. But we just wanted to, this is a space to pause, to think about yourself, and how you can remain a workaholic if that's what the label you want to be, but with some strategies and systems in place.
Yes, yes.
That you don't have a burnout.
Absolutely amazing. And thank you so much for sharing that, Nasha. And I think, it's a good way to really end the show because, as women, and especially Nasha is talking about women entrepreneurs, we're guilty to be working all the time, or even in the home. You come back from work and you get straight into doing the laundry, you start cooking. You're not looking after yourself. And there's so much expectations for us as women to perform and to be on 100% mode at all times. So we need to learn and actually have a strategy to how do we cope? How do we stay well and still be able to bring that money to the table, create wealth, and have a clear mind to be that beautiful wife, that beautiful mother, sister, auntie, minister, businesswoman that you are, woman leader. So this is important for you guys. And it's also time to start looking at investing in yourself as an individual. I think that this is what it's all about as well. So thank you so much, Nasha, for joining me today. Any last words before we finish the interview?
Yeah, I hope to serve anytime. If there's anywhere I can support anyone, connect with me. Honestly, I'm so much here to help, and to support. And there's no need for you to. There's mentors out there, coaches out there. There's no need for you to make the same mistakes, reinvent the wheel. And I did tell myself that one day when I'm in a position I am now, I would like to give some time to women to support them. I know we're all super women out there, but you can't do it all by yourself. You need support.
Yes, correct. And thank you so much. And I think coming from somebody with over 30 years experience in entrepreneurship, a successful business, having built a social enterprise, a charity organization that's excelling, I would really recommend, working or reaching out to Nyasha. And this is what this platform is about. It's about connecting you with those women leaders that you wouldn't ordinarily be able to connect with. So again, connect with me. I'll share Guatizo. I will put the details at the bottom, and I think as well on the flyer. Connect with her on social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, and also the various organizations that she's running. So
Yes.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Mo. The more it's also, if people have got your contact, just you've got my number. Just send it on to me.
Correct.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Perfect.
absolutely.
So I've been given authorization to share her details with you through my business work phones and etc. So guys, thank you so much for watching the Momentous Talk Show, and catch up with you this Friday when I'll be talking to another leading woman who is going to be sharing in on her secrets to success and inspiring you to do more and to become more. And for myself, Mo, take care and bye for now.
Bye bye.
Okay.